Hey, get off. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week I made a Yuki hat in his rat form from Fruits Basket. I've wanted to make this hat for a while now, but when I got a suggestion for it, I thought it was the right time. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this video, and let's just jump right into it. For this hat, you will need medium weight gray yarn, lightweight light gray yarn, lightweight charcoal gray yarn, and lightweight black yarn. You will also need a 5mm hook, a 3.5mm hook, and a 2.75mm hook. Other things you will need are scissors, a yarn needle, white and black felt, and eyeshadow is optional. To begin the hat, take your gray yarn and 5mm hook. You're going to want to chain 47 if you're a small, chain 52 if you're a medium, and chain 57 if you're a large. Once that's done, you're going to start the next row by inserting your hook in the third chain from your hook and putting in a half double crochet. You do that by yarning over, pulling through one, and then pulling through the last 3 loops. And you're going to want to do this across the whole chain. Start the next row, and every row moving forward you're going to want to chain 2 and make a half double crochet into each stitch across the row. I'll meet you back to show you how to finish off the hat. Okay, this is what it looks like when the rows are done. So you're going to want to chain 1, fold the hat lengthwise, and we're going to go through both sides of the hat and make single crochets across. Just like that. So you go through the stitch and then the opposite side of the chain from where we began, and just make single crochets all the way through. If you're small, you're going to want to do it for 45 stitches, a medium 50 stitches, and a large 55 stitches. Once that seam is made, we just have to close up the top of the hat, so cut off a long tail for sewing and finish off with a slip stitch. Yarn your needle, and we're going to go in and out of each row like so, and cinch it as we go along. You're going to want to do that along the whole circumference of the opening. When you finish going around, pull the tail and it should cinch shut. If it doesn't close all the way like mine didn't, just keep going around and pulling it closed as you go. Eventually, it'll close all the way up. You don't have to worry about being exact the second time around, just keep going in and out. Once it's finally closed up, we're going to finish it off by making a double knot. So take your needle under a stitch and pull till the tail goes through, leaving a loop, and then put your needle through the loop. Do it one more time, and then weave in the ends to secure it. Now flip your hat back right side out, and now your hat is complete. To start the ears, take your 5mm hook and gray yarn, and we're going to start by making a magic circle. Chain 1, and we're going to put 5 single crochets into the circle. Pull the tail to complete the circle, and we're going to start the next row by doing 2 single crochets in each stitch around for a total of 10. For the next row, you're going to put in a single crochet into the first stitch, and then an increase into the next, and you're going to do that all the way around, giving you 15 stitches. Before I start the next row, I'm going to start marking my stitch with the tail from the center of the magic circle. This way I don't have to worry about accidentally pulling it out. So for this next row, you're going to do a single crochet into the first 2 stitches and then an increase into the third. And you're going to do this all the way around, giving you a total of 20 stitches. For the next row, you're going to make a single crochet into the first 3 stitches and then an increase into the 4th, and this will give you a total of 25 stitches. For the next row, you're going to put a single crochet into the first 4 stitches and then an increase into the 5th, and you're going to want to do this all the way around, giving you a total of 30 stitches. So for the next 3 rows, you're going to just do a single crochet into each stitch around, and I'll meet you back when those 3 rows are done. So this is what you should have. We're going to start the next row by doing a single crochet into the first 4 stitches and then making a decrease. And if you don't know how to do that, you insert your hook into the first stitch, pull through so that you have 2 loops on your hook, and then insert your hook into the next stitch, pull through so you have 3 loops on your hook, and then pull through all 3 loops. And you're going to want to do this all the way around, and it'll bring your stitch count back down to 25. For this next row, we're just going to do a single crochet into each stitch around. In this next row, we're going to do a single crochet into the first 3 stitches and then a decrease. And you're going to do that all the way around, bringing your stitch count down to 20. For this next row, you're just going to make a single crochet into each stitch around. Now make a single crochet into the first 2 stitches and then a decrease. Do this all the way around for a total of 15 stitches. For the final row, you're going to want to put a single crochet into each stitch around. To complete the ear, you're going to shape it so that the stitch we last left on faces out. We're then going to make a single crochet through both sides of the ear, putting 1 stitch from both sides onto the hook, and then making a single crochet like normal. You're going to do that across the whole edge for a total of 6 single crochets. And then you're going to make a slip stitch and cut off a long tail for sewing. Now do it all over again so you have 2 ears. To make the eyes, get your 3.5mm hook and lightweight black yarn. You're going to want to make a magic circle, chain 1, and put 5 single crochets into the ring. Close up the magic circle with the small tail, and then you're going to put an increase into each of those 5 single crochets, bringing your total to 10 stitches. This round we're only going to be working with half double crochets, so you're going to make 1 half double crochet into the first stitch, and then an increase into the second. Now do 1 half double crochet into the next stitch and an increase into the next. And then in this next stitch we're going to do a half double crochet, but when there's 3 loops left on our hook, we're going to switch to our charcoal gray yarn and we're going to pull it through those 3 loops. I like to crochet over the tail as well to secure the color, and we're going to do an increase with our gray yarn. And then in the next stitch, we're only going to do a partial half double again, and we're going to switch to our light gray yarn. And we're going to do an increase with our light gray yarn into the next stitch. In the next stitch, we're again going to do another partial half double crochet. We're going to get our charcoal yarn from before and finish that half double crochet. Now in the next stitch, make an increase. Then in the last stitch, we're going to finish up with a slip stitch, and then we're going to cut a short tail. Now we're just going to trim all the tails from all the color changes, and that's what you should end up with. Be sure to do it again so you have 2 eyes. The next thing we're going to do is create the lash line of Yuki's eyes. And if you're over here wondering why I have my felt pieces glued, it's because I'm a moron and forgot this step, but it really does make a difference in how his eyes look. So just don't pay attention to me, do as I say, not as I do. So we're going to take our lightweight black yarn and 2.75mm hook, and we're going to make a slip knot and chain 3. We're now going to take our eye and go into the first black stitch on the right side, put our hook through it, and make a single crochet. And we're going to make a single crochet into each black stitch on the eye. Once we did that, we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to cut off a tail for sewing and pull through. And this is what you should end up with. Now we're going to cut a pupil and a reflection from our black and white felt. We want the pupil to be circular, obviously, and the reflection to be teardrop shaped. And for me, I hot glued them in place. You obviously put the pupil in the center and the glare to go slightly over the pupil until the edge there reaches the edge of the eye. On camera it doesn't look like much, but the pupil actually does add a lot of dimension to the eye. Now repeat this process with the other eye. Next we're going to sew the ears onto the top of the hat. Next, place the eyes in the center of the hat, and we're going to sew the lash line down and then hot glue the round part of the eye. So I went ahead and did the left side, so I'll show you how I did the right. So I already partially glued the right eye down, that's why it's not moving. And I'm going to stretch the lash line out a bit, and I'm just going to sew it down. Once I have the lash line the way I like it, I went ahead and glued the round part of the eye to the hat. And this is how it should look. The last step is of course optional, but I used an old eyeshadow palette I had and started rubbing it on the inner ear. I used like a purpley tan shade and I went over the center of the ear, and then I took that light purple shade and went over that as well. I think it's little details like this that bring the hat to life. And if you do this, I recommend spritzing it with some hairspray, just a little, because that will seal the eyeshadow to the fabric and won't allow it to rub off. Then repeat this on the other ear. And you're done. That's the whole pattern. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you do, I hope you will consider leaving a comment and a thumbs up. And hey, if you have the time, maybe subscribe too. I'd really appreciate it. It helps me bring you all free patterns every week, and I hope to see you guys here next week. Bye!